What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Vivid. Why women who rejected you come back? The first main reason oftentimes is you glowed up and you're doing better for yourself. Especially if it's been years since you've seen her or you've spoken to her. You probably came across her mind one day and she was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check his Instagram to see what he's doing. I'm gonna go check his LinkedIn to see if he's getting promoted. Then she goes on your Instagram and she starts scrolling and she sees that you improving yourself, that your lifestyle is different. You traveling, you seeing the world, you're in good shape. Everything about you just screams you're taking care of yourself, you're doing better for yourself. Now you're gonna see her start lurking. You're gonna see her randomly view your stories. Just little subtle signs that shows like, hey, I'm around, like, hey, check me out. They don't want to make it seem as if they're chasing after you. They want you to start chasing after them again. I remember back in my younger days, there was this one girl that I went to college with that I liked. She would never really pay me. Like, I had a huge crush on this girl and she would never really pay me no mind. Like, we were friends. Like, she put me in the friend zone category. Like, me at that time, I wasn't aware of friend zone, boyfriend. Like, I didn't know nothing about no game, no nothing. I was very much oblivious to the world and to how women operated. I guess you could say I very much was blue pilled a little bit because I didn't think too much about relationship dynamics. Basically, she put me in the friend zone. I was that guy she would always call for advice. And, you know, whenever she's going through her issues with the other guys that she was dealing with, she would call me for advice and I would give her the advice. You know the advice that guys would give, oh, he's not the one for you, I could treat you right. Yeah, I was definitely simping hard. Listen, it was rough times. And I noticed that the guys that she was dealing with also, they all had beards, they all were muscular, and they all had like their own cars at that time. It seems like they had everything that I didn't have at that time. Fast forward years later, like 5-6 years later, guess who comes back around? Guess who's interested in your boy now? Since we had a lot of mutual friends, she probably seen my page through one of her mutual friends, or they probably talked about me, and which sparked her interest. And when she went to check me out, she seen that I'm a whole completely different person now. I'm not the same guy that was answering her calls when she called on FaceTime with her all the time. She saw that I completely changed. I wasn't the same type of individual I was, and she was now interested in your boy. Years later, she was now interested. When they come back, it's up to you whether you want to mess with them or not. Some guys would not deal with them at all and just keep on improving, and some guys might mess with them still, you know, and use her for recreational purposes. Looking back, I'm glad that they didn't choose me back then, because if they did, I would have never really learned this valuable lesson. Because I needed that to happen. Experiences like that is what sets you in the right direction in life at times. You have to go through certain experiences, and it's best to go through these experiences early on. It's all about how you decide to come up out of that situation. If you want to stay in the friend zone, cool. Or if you want to move on with your life. So when they come back, it's up to you. What do you want to do? I can't make the decision for you. I would say not to necessarily take them back. I can't say that for every single situation, because some situations you could look back and be like, if I was a girl, I would not even mess with me back then. So it's very much circumstantial whether you want to take her back or not. Number 2, she's trying to use you as a backup option. Just because you're a handsome man, just because you're a Tyrone, Chadriguez, that does not mean that she does not have other Chads, Tyrone, Chadriguez in her roster. So don't think just because you're a Chad or Tyrone, she doesn't have Chads or Tyrones in her roster. Do not think that. You will be very much disappointed if you think that. You may not be Chad number 1 or Tyrone number 1. You may just be Tyrone number 23. You may be Michael Jordan Tyrone on her list, on her roster. Like, you're number 23 on her roster. Of course, it's best to be Tyrone number 1 on the roster. Come on, like, that's probably the best place to be. Once she gets through the list, checking the Tyrones and Chads off the list, she finally gets to your number 23. Now it's your chance. She's gonna be like, I'm gonna see what he's doing. I was interested in him. He was the 23rd option on my list. So I'm going to see what he's doing. I'm going to see if he's around. So that's when they come back and start messaging you. If she's trying to use you as a backup option, I would say not to go for it, really. Like, I wouldn't even take her back if she's trying to use me as a backup option. You're way better than to be a backup. If you wasn't her main choice, her first choice, it's not even worth it, really. The person that she really wants, like, her first option is probably not paying her no mind. So that's why she's at option number 23. Because all the other the options, probably seen like she was not worth the trouble. They probably just got in, got out, and went about their business. But now she want to see if you're gonna wife her up, if you're gonna use all your resources on her. And a lot of guys fall into this trap because they like, oh wow, she finally wants me, especially the guys that don't have too much options, and she may be one of the best looking options that they have. They feel as if they won, but in reality, she's really the one that's playing you. If you fall into this trap, you never know where and when you're gonna come up out of it. It could be 2 weeks from now, it could be 10 years from now. If you weren't her first option, there's a high chance that she might leave you eventually. This falls under having a good amount of self-control and mental awareness, because once you have those two things, you can pick up on the signs immediately. You already know her next move before she makes it. But for the guys that are oblivious and fall for this, they tend to have a long journey ahead of them before they figure out the truth. Number 3, she sees that you have a girlfriend, or she notices that other girls are finding you attractive. For some reason, it's always when you get a girlfriend, that's when all the other girls that paid you no mind want you all of a sudden. It's almost as if they have a sixth sense of when you have a girlfriend, especially if they see how you treat your girlfriend, all the trips you take her on, all the gifts that you give her, all the things that they see that you're giving her is the reason why they want to come back. And plus, due to their competitive nature, they want to see if they still have a hold on you. They want to see like, nah, she ain't really got him like that. I got him like that. Like, I'm gonna hit him up, and trust me, like, she ain't got him like that. That's really what they trying to see. Especially if your girl's a super attractive girl, it's definitely gonna make them very competitive and jealous to see a girl like that with you. Like, they, for some reason, like, they don't want her to be with you. Like, all of a sudden now they want to be with you due to the fact that she is now with you. Once they see that you're a wanted man by multiple women, all of a sudden now they like you. All of a sudden now they see all the great qualities in you that they did not see before. Especially if her friends find you cute, it's definitely going to make her way more interested, because women compete within their friend groups all the time. So if she knows that you liked her at one point and she rejected you, but all of a sudden one of her other friends is taking a liking into you, she's going to become jealous of that and try to keep you for herself. As you're improving your life, your lifestyle, and becoming a man, you're naturally going to attract more women. Especially if you're a good looking guy, you're naturally going to attract more women. Even if you don't even post about your lifestyle, even if you do not flaunt your lifestyle, you, for some reason, they would always know. Like, women know when you're doing better for yourself. Like, they can just feel it. And she don't want all those other girls there, because now your attention is not on her. Like, you probably don't even care about her no more, because you probably have way better looking girls that treat you better. Number 4, she's looking to see if she still has a hold over you, and she may not even be interested. She just wants to see, like, do I still got this guy in my back pocket? Let me show him a little bit of interest and see if he still falls for the bait. And that's when you really gotta not take them back. Like, you really can't pay them much attention, because she's really just playing with you. She probably just hasn't heard from you in a while. She's gonna bring up all the good times that you guys had together while you was in the friend zone. Try to bring back nostalgic memories. Try to show you a little bit more affection than before. But it's all little games to see where your head is at and if you're still stuck on her. Because some guys have certain girls that they just can't let go of. Certain girls that didn't want anything to do with them, put them in the friend zone, ignored them, never gave them a chance. If she's doing all those things, playing all these games with you, the moment you see you're in the friend zone, you have to just back off and just move on with your life. Because how can you move forward if you have something that's constantly pulling you back? Or you're going forward very slowly rather than having nothing holding you back, and you're just going full force at whatever you want to do in life. I understand sometimes we have that what if, like, what if we actually have a meaningful relationship? And it's not wrong to think that. It's very much a human behavior to have those type of thoughts, because most people don't want to live with regret, and they want to actually see the what if. There are times where you have to just let go completely. Pay attention to how she's moving, because her actions will tell you everything you need to know. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy Vivid, and I'm out.